Hey Freedom Gorillas, today we're going to check out a new product line that just landed at freedomgorilla.com. OpticGard. These are advanced protective cases for your red dots that remind me a lot of like slapping an OtterBox on your phone. But obviously, instead of protecting your phone from that inevitable drop, OpticGard is shielding your optic from range day bag beatdowns, abusive slide rack, and anything else you could throw at it. So if you've looked at your optic and thought, man, I wish this thing had body armor, today's your lucky day. We're going to take a look at all the pros and cons of OpticGard so you'll be able to decide if it's right for you. All right, and first we're going to start with the pros to find out if OpticGard is going to be your red dot's new best friend. All right, so the first pro is you literally just snap this on. Installation literally takes a couple of seconds. There's no tools, no drama, it's just protection. All right, the second pro is that OpticGard comes with its own detachable training lens. Now, a very popular way to practice finding the dot or just practice finding the dot faster is to put painter's tape over your red dot and then continuously draw just so you could find the dot. Now, in this case, you won't have to do that because the training lens goes right over the optic case. That way, you're able to train as much as you want, and when you're done, you literally just pop it out. There's no tape going on the optic lens anymore. All right, pro number 3 is that it's made of thermoplastic polyurethane. Super fancy name, but all you really have to know is that it's hard, so it can take a beating, and it also absorbs scratches very well. It's also not rubbery, so when you draw from your holster, it's not going to get snagged on anything, which is extremely important. The next pro is all the buttons stay fully usable. So if you've ever put on a cheap phone case and like suddenly you need a crowbar to turn up the volume, I get it. I think it's a universal experience, but this allows you to fully control both buttons, so you're able to brighten and dim the optic as needed, no issues. The next pro is that it's made for multiple brands. So obviously we have the entire holosun lineup there, but we also have red dot covers for the Vortex Defender CCW and all the Trigicons such as the RMR HD and the SRO. All right, and my last pro is that there's actually an optional anti-reflective device for all of the optics that they do offer, which I think is very cool because this is something that you see on a lot of rifle optics, but not so much on the pistol optics. I actually don't know of any other brands that offer an anti-reflective device for pistol red dots. And for those of you who don't know what an anti-reflective device is, essentially it's just a honeycomb filter that goes in front of the optic, preventing any glare coming onto the optic and giving away your position. Now, for most of us, that obviously just means looking cool at the range. Now let's go over the cons of OpticGard, and really there are two main ones that I wanted to cover. First up is it's going to add 2 millimeters to the side of your optic. Now, is that a lot? Not really, but two things there. I have seen people complain that they don't like the bulkiness of it. Again, this really is like an OtterBox where like it's adding like that little bit of bulkiness to your phone. For most people, it's not a big deal. But I will say, if you have a tight fitting holster, this might make that unusable. So you just have to take that into consideration. And the next con is really if you're using backup iron sights in the front of your optic or you're using a calculated kinetic dog tag. OpticGard does need some space in front of the optic. And unfortunately, there's just not enough space if you're using a calculated kinetics dog tag or if you're using backup iron sight that goes in front of the optic. So now I want to cover customer reviews and like my initial feedback. So the initial reviews that we're getting are very positive, which is a great sign. We also met with the OpticGard team at SHOT Show. They were extremely friendly, very knowledgeable, very great team. So if you do have any fitment issues, first reach out to Freedom Gorilla's customer service team. They'll be able to hook you up. But if there's an answer that we don't know, OpticGard should be able to get you squared away. Now, if you're thinking, this is a cool idea, but I only need coverage when I'm storing my firearm, then no problem. We do have rubber covers that we sell at freedomgorilla.com. These are cheaper. They go on top of the optic, and then when you're ready to use it, you obviously have to take it off all the way. So these are covers instead of cases. So here it is. Is OpticGard worth it? Now, if you're hard on your gear or you just want extra protection so you can baby your optic, then yes, it's a very solid option. But I'm very curious about what you all think. Would you run an OtterBox on your red dot? Have you used OpticGard before? Leave a comment below. I definitely want to know. And as always, everything on today's video can be found at freedomgorilla.com. And thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.